everybody, Brandon with Bearded CB82, and today we've got actually a nice little feature, something we've been kind of looking at getting for the shop anyways, but this was sent to me to go ahead and review it, and that's the Bestarc little bitty 110, well it's 110 bolt, the MIG 145 version 7, 110 bolt welding kit. Now, nice little bitty thing about this is we do have a 220 welder over there. I think we're pushing 040 wire out of it, or 045. But anyway, so we got a heavier duty welder that, well, sometimes we need to do some small stuff, some 12 gauge, 14 gauge, and up to 18 gauge steel, sheet metal tack welding, and that 220 over there, if anybody has done any welding knows that sometimes that's a little bit too much, so you have to give it a zip and you wind up having to do a whole bunch of little stitches to get that done. Well, we're gonna open this up, see what it all comes with, and the hardware store, well, I got a piece of 1/8 inch 4-foot angle iron. That was kind of the smallest stuff the hardware store had in stock at the moment, so I'm gonna have to do some shopping around for some sheet metal and try that on a later vid, so there'll be a follow-up with this. And I couldn't find like a small package of stick material, 6011, because this also does stick. So let's take a look at what we got. Alright, so what's in the box? Let's find out, shall we? This actually came really nice packaged, nicely sealed. So definitely give them an E for effort on that end, which is good. So like I said, they've got a couple different versions of these. They've got plasma cutters. This can also be set up to TIG, but you do have to wind up purchasing a separate TIG assembly because you'll wind up needing a bottle of argon for that stuff anyways. We'll take a look at the instructions, see what all this requires in order to set up a TIG as well. Okay. All right. So first off, we have, this is the really good foam. This is the good, they package this awesome. So we've got packaging material. Got this little bitty buzz box, basically, of a MIG welder. All right. There's our MIG stinger. Get this wrapped up here. So this is kind of a cost-effective little deal. Let me get this more in frame. So we got, oh, that's spring-loaded. Okay, nice little touch. And one on the other side as well. So, oh, and hinged. All right, so we've got a diagonal wire feed. Goes in here, clamps in. Is that reset? Oh no, feed wire. That's actually kind of cool. So as you're setting it up, you can lay out your stinger. Press this button here to just start feeding wire in. Okay, so we've got a little bit of a setup feature there. I'm kind of liking that. I'm digging it. Compact little thing. And it's got some more stuff there. All right, what else? So more packaging down there. All right. Another box here with extra parts. Where did I set my knife? There we go. I know, the suspense is killing me. All right. So, packaging is awesome, so good for shipping. Alright, so we got a ground clamp. It comes with a carry strap. And honestly, if like you're doing indoor maintenance or something like that, and you just need something to go around and do some minor repairs of stuff, it is a light enough unit, you could put this in a carry strap. So, that's something. A little different, but it's something. Alright, we got spare tips, and oh yeah, because it comes with an extra 030 and 035 for, I think is what it is. Tip tool. So we do have spare tips because we've got, what's it say here? 035, 030, and 040. So we've got some spare tips. I think this is I think all the leads and everything on these are all 6 feet. So we've got a 6-foot ground clamp. Let's take a little bit of close look at that. All right. Good braided copper wire in there, some coated stainless, nuts tight, so 16 millimeters, so this is like a 2-aught plug straight in. Not a bad little grounding clamp, I think, for what you're doing with this thing. Should work just fine. And a stick. So let's see. Does have all the slots in it. There again, also 6 foot. It's like glass reinforced nylon for the handle. So we do have the grooves in there for your different angles. 45 coming straight up, 90, 45 each way. So like I said, I'm gonna have to find some stick too. I'll probably grab like a small box of Hobart or something, 60-11, probably 1/8 inch or maybe a little smaller. We just MIG here. Well, it comes with wire. This is 040 or 045. They got it in metrics. Half a kilogram, so 1 pound, 1 millimeter. I think is 045. So it comes with 045 wire. And let's get this out. See what we got. Flux core. So flux core wire, you get a pound spool of that, or pound and a quarter, whatever it comes out to. So we're going to have to go ahead. We're going to get this set up, which honestly looks going to be pretty easy. I'll get everything turned around and set up and see what we can do. And real quick here, it actually gives really good. So they've got several versions of the 145, the 7 gen, which is this one. It's 110 volt. They've got a 220 on their 8, a 220 on their 9, so definitely bigger. Probably just a bigger box version. And then they got the dual voltage 110 or 220, so that's probably going to be a little bit larger, like what you would expect out of a Miller, like a Miller-Matic or a Lincoln welder, which if you're doing a lot more welding, I'd probably say that, you know, you'd probably want to stick with something with a higher duty cycle, but we're going to test this out, see how she does. And also, like I said, here's just a picture of our old beast of a 220. It does pretty good. So we've got everything set up. I'm going to go ahead get everything else set up over by a 110 outlet over there. But that's kind of a look at what we got. It's old. It's not a Miller or anything. Old auto arc made in the USA. But it works pretty well, especially as long as you don't run out of gas. All right, so let's get this guy kind of straightened out, set up. And as I said, so it does give you, okay, so we're going to be pushing 040. Some, there we go, flux cord, just kind of some basic guides, 20 to 30 amp, stainless, 20 to 40 amp if you're doing the, excuse me. We're going to be flux cord, 1 millimeter 040. Oh, so 040s are 1 millimeter. And then this is going to be up to, so up to 1/4 of an inch, our amp and feed. So since we're 1/8 inch, so 0.16, 0.165, 1/8 inch. 6 millimeters 1/4 or 2 millimeter. So we'll probably be pushing 18 when we go to start off our weld and see what we need to adjust from there, and probably do 80 on the feed. So we'll see. It's going to have a digital display. And we need to get the wire set up. So now one thing when you're welding, you always want to make sure you get your stinger set up, you know, as straight as possible. You don't want a whole bunch of loops in here, and this is any wire feed welder. If somebody thinks that they can go ahead and have this thing bound up and expect it to work really well with a whole bunch of extra hoops and loops in their feeder or in their cable, you're wrong, and you should be corrected. You want this to have as least resistance as possible, less strain on all your parts, and like I said, this goes with any wire feed welder. Keep your cable as straight as you can while working on your piece. So anyways, straighten this out, get it laid out of the way. And all right, so we're gonna go ahead, clean that off, sitting on the ground. So this is gonna be a fairly simple operation here. Set that right there, that right there, pull that off, and set that right there. Take our wire, oop, easy there. I want to try to keep that straight. Oop, no. And get a little bit of tension on these until we send for any wire feed. I'll get you back on. Around. Very simple. Okay, so. A little bit of tension on as well. But today's made it. Ah. Oh. Okay. Switch on. Switch on. Oh. We'll get back into the seconds. Helps if I would have looked around. On button is in the back. It does come switched off from the factory. Doing a little bit of a boot up. That's a nice digital display. All right. 050 MIG, gasless, 2T. Should be set up for 2T. All right. 030. And we're pushing 040. So I do like this display. You can switch between, that's all, TIG, very small, gasless. All right, sweet. So that's pretty simple. Feed wire. Oops. Oh, we suffered a minor jam. That's on me. I should have tried feeding it through a little bit better. More. All right. Oh yeah. This is on me. All right. You do want it to try and feed into there. Q-air compressor. For all of you that have missed it, the curse has followed me still to this day. So, Merry Christmas. And just give me a second here and I'm going to go ahead and straighten this little end up here. This is on me. This isn't the welder. And get it fed into the lead. All right, so this was on me. I didn't feed it through all the way into the hole. I missed the hole a little bit. That's not something you want to do. So that's on me, not on this guy. Oh yeah. I'm gonna like that function. It's way better than sitting there and then just having to hold the trigger down, waste gas and all the other stuff when you gotta go swap out. And she's feeding through, and we made it through. Let me turn that off. So I'm gonna go ahead and clip this and make sure we're good to go. gonna grab my welding hood and we're gonna lay a couple beads quick. So one little bitty thing that I noticed is that as you adjust, it automatically adjusts the feed for you. Ugh, let's try to get that to where we're not getting a glare. So as you turn it down, it's lowering your feed. So it's all preset. So we'll see how that does. And I said I wanted to do 18 and it'd probably come out to 80. And I was pretty close. So now let's do some welding. All right, got the hood, ye old trusty. We're gonna go ahead and trim that off to where I think we should probably start. Looks good. So I'm not gonna break out the MIG dip for this one. Got some appropriate clothing, the gloves. All right, so we're gonna strike a little bitty bead and see how we do. Let me get this paper off of from the tag off there. Oh. I need to tighten the sides of this up. Anyways, first, little bitty. One thing about flux core. Okay. Not too much spatter after we're getting her done and it warms up. Now, how did we do? Okay, so right off the bat, that little bitty fill right there is a focus, you little wing dingus. Let's see here. Come on, focus, focus. Don't focus on me, focus on the steel. All right. No, that's auto. There. Kinda. Sorta. Maybe. No. Focus, you friggin'. Anyways. So, not too bad. I'm gonna have to get some thinner steel, see how this does. We're gonna strike a couple more beads on this little bitty test piece here and go from there. She'll fill, she'll penetrate. Set that right there. That is something in common I've seen with other MIG or flux core welders. All right. So, come on. Focus on the bar. Focus. Focus. That's hot. There, come on. All right, so you can fill, and this is still pretty hot. It was going red, so we're getting penetration. Do have a little bit of splatter, and that's kind of the flux core ordeal. So, and I was burning it hot, but we're getting adequate penetration. Come on, work with me here. The phone does not want to cooperate. I'll take some pictures and insert those. But, so, we are getting adequate penetration on 1/8 inch. We'll fill a bead. We'll strike straight across. So yeah, your 1/8 inch and thinner stuff, I'm pretty sure this will work out fairly well. So fans are running on it. It's staying plenty cool. Does have that auto adjustment feature. Sometimes I do like to adjust my feed a little bit faster. That's well, especially with that behemoth back there. So yeah, it's warm in here. It's hot out today and it's muggy. So, and this is heavy. But definitely capable. I'm going to have to pick up some thinner stuff, and I'm going to keep on using this as my practice because I'm going to pick up some welding rods, some 6011, and see how that performs. So there's going to be a follow-up to this later on. So anyways, until then, remember, shop safety is just as important as firearm safety, folks. If you screw something up, somebody could die. And this is my little bitty unboxing tour of the Bestarc 110 volt welder. So we'll see how she holds up.